CRPGs are better than ARPGs. Now, for those who don't know the difference, a CRPG like Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is kind of like playing D&D with your friends on a table, except all the miniature figures you can see, they're moving by themselves. Like, you can see the action. Like, instead of just saying, oh, I cast Fireball and do 40 damage to the ogre, you know, all of that is being animated in front of you, and you can see all that, all from like a third-person perspective. And Skyrim is an ARPG. That means action RPG. So that's more so like you are in the feet of the player. Usually they might be a first person or they could be in third person. But if you throw a fireball, it's not about your stats and stuff. It's more you aim that fireball, whether you hit or miss is based off how you aimed it. The reason I say CRPGs are better, because what they lack in like graphics and being able to exist in the world and all of that shit, they make up for in gameplay. For instance, a game like Skyrim will let you make an orc, right? Now, the orcs come with their own special abilities. Actual gameplay of that game is limited. The fact that they have a bunch of NPCs walking around, there's a world you can live in, stuff like that. And that's why even the dragon battles feel a little weak, because they have to animate every single thing. So it's impossible for them to give you all types of crazy spells, different things to do. Whereas a CRPG like Pathfinder or Baldur's Gate will allow you to make an orc and a druid that can turn into different animals and shit. Even play as a sorcerer and eventually be able to turn into a dragon. Imagine Skyrim if you could turn into a dragon. Tell me that wouldn't be fire. Argument for ARPGs are they are more immersive, like you're looking through the eyes of the character, or you're at least in a world where there are NPCs walking around and things like that. In my opinion, I feel like CRPGs kind of do immersion a little bit better because they can get away with it because choices and dialogue. So when you talk to an NPC in a CRPG, they're meant to be there, and the conversation you're going to have with them is meant to affect things all around, and they're able to get away with that because they're spending less money on graphics and all the different shit that an ARPG has to spend money on. So in my opinion, I feel like they're a little more immersive because they can get away with NPCs acknowledging your character build or choices that you make, dialogue you make with companions affecting more things. In Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which I've replayed a lot of times and just found this out the other day, I finally made a character who worships Asmodeus. The enemy encounter where the enemy worshipped Baphomet, and in the dialogue, my Asmodeus deity selection popped up, and I selected that, and it ended up giving all the enemies a debuff from Asmodeus. Dope. And you know, you don't see that a lot in ARPGs because they just simply can't fit it with everything else going on. I feel like my biggest argument for CRPGs over ARPGs is if you look at the Outer Worlds, games that I really like, I like how they have interactivity and they're kind of semi-open world, but they're not really open world. They're made by Obsidian, right? And Obsidian made Pillars of the Eternity 2, right? That is one of the best CRPGs out there. And you kind of see where Outer Worlds would have been a better CRPG than an action RPG because they have to make some concessions for different things. CRPGs work the best as games because they allow you to